Hey Testners, today we are going to see two games. The first game is between C. Parker versus I. Mill from 1999. Let's start the game. The game started d4, knight f6, c4, e6, knight c3, bishop b4, the Nimzo-Indian defense. Possible tries d5 leading to the queen's gambit declined. And instead of e6, g6 also can be played. There's also e5 Budapest, and there's also c5, d5, b5 reaching Benko. Or else after d5 you can play e6 and play d6. These are some moves. Yeah. So after c4, e6 is the main line. If we look, knight f6, see, d4, knight f6, c4, and then e6. Here we reach convention where there's knight f3, most played 100,000 games, and then there's knight c3, 88,000 games with it. And here there are two options. Bishop b4 is like the main line. Not surprisingly, the Nimzo-Indian defense, like there are many options here. e3, queen c2, f3, knight f3, bishop g5, g3, a3, many options. And d5 reaches the queen's gambit decline, where there are also 26,000 games, but bishop b4 is the main line here. There are the moves e3 that reaches the normal line. Queen c2 was played in the game, that's the classical variation. Then there was also f3 reaching the same each variation, or Koch variation has stayed here. There's knight f3 also, the three knights variation. Bishop g5, Leningrad, and then Romanician. Yeah. And then a3 is a move here, and there's bishop d2. So these are the moves. After queen c2, let's jump out of the theory. Here b6 was played. More common is short castle and c5. And b6 is very rarely played, like 3% played. Like most common lines are c5, yeah, here c2, b, short castle, c5, d5, knight c6, and d6. So b6 was played in the game. Here e4 is the main line, a3 is another. Knight f3 was played, so we are clearly seeing that we are like not following the theory. e4 and a3 and bishop g5 are more common. Knight f3 was played. Bishop b7, and here e3, again a3 and bishop g5 are both great, but e3 was played. Now knight e4, bishop d3, f5, short castle, and now bishop into c3, b into c3, and then short castle. Now black has achieved quite a good position. His knight is pretty good on e4, and black has the plan of like rook f6, rook h6, g5, g4. This is the common plan. here. And one more thing that makes this position good for black is that his bishop isn't closed. Like in these f5 structures, the bishop is very badly closed on the c8 square, but this b6 bishop b7 ends the bishop into a very good diagonal, and it later contributes to the attack very much. So after short castle, bishop a3 was played, attacking the rook. d6, knight d2, rook f6. Now rook h6 is threatened. Yeah. So what will you do now? Rook a b1 was played. After bishop a3, d6. Now rook a b1 is played. Now rook f6, knight d2. And you might have guessed the move, rook h6, g3. And now pause the video and think, what will you do? Nice move here. After this, see, it's like, I think -6 or -7 it should be. It should be at least -7. Is it? At least -7 it should be. Because, well, the position is so bad of white right here that, just wait a minute, let me turn this into the memory 32. And okay, so what is the engine showing? Yeah, the thing is that this is so badly he placed pieces that, what? Yeah, you see, -6.6, I was right. The thing is that queen h4 wins in brilliant fashion. He will say queen h4, well, I'll just take it, but rook g6 check. Now nothing to obstruct king h1, and it results in a beautiful knight into f2 double checkmate. So after queen h4, knight f3 has to be played, and now again pause the video and think, what will you do? Knight to g5, another brilliant move. White can't take all the three pieces that are, all the three captures. Firstly, let's see what happened in the game. Gh4 happened. If knight g5, queen h2 is mate. If knight h4, then knight h3 is mate. So that's why g into h4 was played. But now knight into f3 check, king g2, knight e1 check, king h3, bishop g2 check, king g3, rook g6 check, king f4, rook g4, and it's a beautiful checkmate. Okay, so black is down 6 points, and that queen h4 and knight g5 were amazing. But when you see the other game, you will be completely shocked by what you see. Just see the next game. G Danny versus I Gurju 1920. Let's start the game. Game started e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop c4, bishop c5, and what's the move? You know, b4, the Evans Gambit, a favorite of the Romantic era. Let's go bishop into b4, c3, bishop c5, and now in this game short castle was played. d4 is the best move here, but still short castle. d6, d4 now, ed4, cd4, bishop b6, knight c3, knight f6 seems to be the logical move, but bishop g4 was played. In knight f6, oh yeah, there's this blow e5, d5, and then bishop a3. Nice. And after knight into d4, there is knight into d4, bishop into d4, and then knight b5. c5 logical move, but before queen d4, queen b3 now attacking the f7, and black has no way because queen d7 met by bishop b5. Yeah, and another way bishop e6 fails to bishop into e6, f e6 and queen e6, or rook a d1 too. So that's why black has to give the f7, and white's totally winning. What? The engine is just getting free tempos, and here you can take, and white's winning. So here knight c3, bishop g4 was played. The second best move in the position. And now what should you do? One important thing to note after bishop into f7, like people would be like, oh nice, this tactic, it surely wins one pawn. But the thing is that after king into f7, knight g5 check, there comes this intermezzo, queen into g5, and it's not this one. Yeah, after queen into g5 intermezzo, you have to take here, then I take here, and you can take, and I am a piece up. And if you just move your queen like check here, then what comes? This move bishop e6, and if you take, then I take and take, and now the position is equal, but again now black is again piece up and a pawn up, and now b3 is also hanging, so this is pretty bad. So after bishop into f7 is not the move here. The move played in the game is queen e4 threatening d5. Now black has to play bishop d7, and now queen b3 attacking the f7 pawn. Queen e7 looks pretty sluggish after bishop g5. It's very bad. And so after queen b3, knight a5 was played as a resolution. Black after bishop into f7, king f8, white played queen c2, and now engine says that this is not good, but e5, h6, d5, and now king f8 should have been played, but fe5 was played. After it shows 9.6 advantage, so this is a big blunder here. King f8 should have been the best move, and black is a piece of, but d into e5. Now starts the king hunt. Knight e5, king f6, and now if you can find the move, good, but if you can find the whole combination, bravo. Pause the video and try to find the whole combination. If you find it, very good. Now continues the king hunt. 6 move. Queen g6 check, king into e5 first, king e7 leads to bad results after d6, c d6, and queen f7 mate. So after queen g6, king e5 is forced, rook e1 check, king d4, queen e4 check. Again amazing move, sacrificing the knight. Yeah, here also nice. Now king into c3, and now pause the video and think what will you do. Bishop to b2, amazing move. Just sacrificing the bishop. King into b2, rook e2 check. Another brilliant move. King a1 and queen c2. And here black resigned because he has simply no defense against the multiple threats of queen c1 mate, rook e1 mate, queen b2 mate, queen c3 mate, queen d1 mate, and many others. So amazing game. The king is literally mated on a1. What utterly what a1. Yeah, so the king match continued like this. At the end, white was a rook and 4 minor pieces down. White sacrificed how many? See how many pieces white sacrificed. First, that bishop into f7 and queen c2. one piece. Then there was this queen g6 check, which sacrificed the knight, two minor pieces. Then there came this bishop b2 check, amazing move, sacrificing 3. And in the middle there was this queen e4 check move, sacrificing the c3 knight, 4 minor pieces, and now this rook e2 move. So amazing game by white. So this was the game. I hope you guys know to hit this comment icon. Thank you.